Right, so we are ready to start our pitch presentations. We have the first startup pitch presentation delivered by Patrick. Patrick, please join us and start your pitch presentation.
All right, thank you so much. I am Patrick Chukwu, the co-founder and CEO of Builder. And at Builder, goal is to empower African children to become the next generation tech innovators, tech talents, and tech entrepreneurs. So we are set out to tech African children young. And by the age of 12, we have a young child named Mark Zuckerberg, who built his very first messaging program. Today, Meta is a company worth more than $1 trillion. In contrast, earlier this year, I met with a 26-year-old college graduate in Nigeria who does not know how to operate a computer. Now, this lady is one among the over 250 million African children who are growing in an educational system that has not changed much in decades. There's a huge gap between what is needed today. It is projected by 2030, over 85% of jobs will demand a level of tech knowledge. Unfortunately, there's a huge gap between what is being taught today in African schools and what the job market demands. The parents know this. The schools, teachers, school owners, they know this. Even the children know this. But unfortunately, the gap still exists, and that is where Builder is coming in. Builder is here to redefine how African children learn tech skills. We package tech content in ways African children can find very relatable, very engaging, and very accessible. We train children in in-demand tech skills like coding, design, artificial intelligence, emerging technology like cybersecurity and others. Aim to package this content in ways that African children will enjoy consuming. So the market is big. We have a lot of African children right now who needs to get closed in these digital skills. We need to have an head start in their journey in tech. So Builder is here with the following features: gamification, AI-powered feedbacks, live classes, self-paced learning, global community of learners from different parts of the tech tracks. And of course, we offer a mentorship program to hold these children by their hands as they grow in the journey. The market is huge, given the amount of children in Africa. Across Africa, we are estimated to have over 650 million children below the age of 18. Also, the UNICEF also stated in 2023 that Nigeria has over 110 million children below 18. Now, imagine Builder is able to service at least 10% of this market. That will be about 11 million people currently taking our courses, and of course, being positioned to contribute meaningfully to the labor market by being skilled and being ready for what the future of labor looks like. How do we intend to get into the market? How do we intend to make money? BIDA is partnering with schools to deliver the training to the learners, to their students, through their parents. So we partner with schools to either license our learning curriculum or to offer a revenue sharing model with the schools for this trainings to be made available to their children and the learners. We also do a direct subscription based freemium model to parents, allowing parents to come and enroll on our platform for any of their children to learn any tech skills. So we, of course, also take scholarship, offer scholarship, and in partnership with corporate entities and philanthropic partners, we offer sponsorship and scholarship to train children across different regions of Africa. And we intend to also sell merchandise and toolkits, things like robotics kits, coding kits, tablets, and others to enhance the learning experience of these children. Um, how have we done so far? We have right now our MVP ready, our app ready, and our website live. So far, we've had over 20 partnerships with schools and organizations. And on the wait list, we have more than 3,000 learners currently on the wait list, and over 100 mentors who are also on our wait list. We're waiting for the app to be released published publicly on, we just concluded our closed testing in Play Store. And on the competitive landscape, the industry is big, like I said. We have people currently playing in the industry who, of course, will understand. But BIDA is looking at their strengths and something much more other when it comes to tech education to children. Like of ULesson, a competitor who have boast of over 5 million plus app downloads. They also make learning gamified, offer live classes, self-paced courses. Also, they don't offer self-paced courses. Also they don't offer tech skills focused curriculum. They're into academics. We have coding, which that's on the global scale now. We have Ninja Code Kits, who as well offer coding to children. However, they are not self-paced. They offer one-to-one training, which in our view is not scalable. We also have AfriLearn, uh, which of course offer gamified courses, but not tech focused, just normal academics as well. And they also don't offer, they also offer mentorship. So at Builder, we combine these offerings to offer both a gamified experience, a live class, a self-paced course, focusing just on tech and mentoring these children as they go and grow in their journey. We intend to enter the market through partnership with schools and governments, also through digital marketing for our B2C to sell to parents who want to enroll their children. And of course, we intend to have so many community engagements. For financial projection, this is a huge market. And in our first year so far, we've not launched. Officially, we have about 3,000 people on the wait list. I would believe upon launching, we are, for this first year, we're going to hit 10,000 paid users, partner with over 100 schools under license, and over 2,500 schools on revenue sharing model. And Nigeria right now has over 6,000 plus schools. So in this first year, when that is done, we hope to hit a revenue of 7,500, so $7.5 million. And for the second year, we hope to hit a revenue of $25 million. And the third, a revenue of $115 million when we reach 100,000 users, 500 schools, and 50,000 schools, both in Nigeria and, of course, in Africa. Think about how big Africa market is. And far from Africa, we have Africans in diaspora who are also looking for these tech skills for their children. In the team, we have an amazing, diverse team with deep technical and execution skills for building tech solutions. From myself, the CEO, who have been teaching tech for over 5 years, a software engineer as well, to Elijah additional, who is a creative media designer and founded Elira School of Design before design tech industry. And of course, we have Arinze Nwokolo with over 25 years in entrepreneurship, building businesses both in Nigeria and, of course, in UK. So we are here looking for support, looking for partnership, looking for investments to grow our scale our operations, and of course to reach the scale of impact we want to have. We hope you can join us to not just build a company, but shape and build the future of Africa, one child, one skill, and one story at a time. Thank you so much.
It's a very good idea, and I think it's very needed. If you do it properly, focus on a small target audience, and then you can expand from that. Well done, a good presentation as well. I like the presentation, and in terms of scaling, it's scalable if you do it right. I think that's it from me.
Thank you so much, Obi. Now I would like to ask Matt to join us and also give the feedback to the presentation.
Okay, so from an investor's perspective, it's the deck is a bit of a mess, I'll be honest. And some of your numbers are a bit of a mess as well. And we're kind of missing some key pieces of information, to be honest, as well. Maybe you guys could reach out. Maybe I'll spend 5 minutes giving you a bit of one-to-one feedback. But honestly, the core idea is good, and actually I quite like the team you've got. Though I kind of would like to unpack a bit more about who's taking which kind of roles on board and whether they're really the best fit for those roles, because it seems like a very operational team. It doesn't seem like it's a very good, rounded team to me. But generally, I like the core idea. I like what you're doing. I think the ask is way out of control. I think that you really need to do a staged round. That's really, really clear that you need to stage out that round a bit better, and you need to put it against some more solid milestones. Asking for a gigantic pot of money when you haven't really got any traction to prove anything, that's really difficult. You're making your own kind of mountain to climb there. But honestly, I think the core of it is good. I think it needs to be reworked a bit, but apart from that, I think it's quite good.
Thank you so much, Matt. And feedback from Tiago. Very shortly, Tiago, please. We're running out of time.
Perfect. So, guys, congratulations. I really like the idea. Myself, I have a very strong opinion in terms of cyber literacy. I think it's the key for to solve a lot of problems that we have now, and it's a very important thing to do in the future. I would recommend you to explore some kind of niche, because it looks like there's a lot of people already trying to do the same thing. So I would recommend you to try to explore a little bit more about cybersecurity, especially like in terms of cyber literacy, like the risks that the children are getting in the internet, also preparing those children to maybe work with cybersecurity in the future. So these kind of things can be good insights for you. And overall, congratulations for the projects. Congratulations for your presentation. In terms of presentation, as Matt said before, I was missing some information, like maybe you should highlight more your team and some other aspects about how you differentiate from your competition. But overall, congratulations. It's a very good project, and that I see a lot of potential in it.
Thank you so much, Tiago. Now we are ready for a second presentation, and the next presentation will be delivered by John. John, good afternoon. Please join us and start your presentation. So, please.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Once again, my name is John, and I'm going to be presenting or talking about Unified, which is an all-in-one ERP solution that unlocks efficiency in a workspace. Now, basically, one of the things that we have struggling within an organization is the disconnect of workflows between the HR team, the finance team, and the project team. So most organizations usually have that disconnect of flows or disconnect within the workflow of an organization. So there is usually when it comes to approval or carrying out their workflow, it is done manually. There's delay in processes, or there are delays in efficiency or carrying out their activities. Now, one of the things that our product aims to solve is seeing how we can solve solutions of HR, of finance, and projects on just one dashboard making it simple. It's a simple, affordable ERP solution that brings in finance, HR, and projects into one dashboard to be managed on just a single platform. Now, moving it further, we have different solutions that our ERP solves, which is the project management and tax management, which we call the Amebo, and we have the finance and requisition, which is able to track financial processes from requisition approval down to vendor listing, and also be able to manage procurement flow within an organization. Now, our Boomerang HR helps us, the HR team, to be able to manage payroll, leave management, and also employee management on the single platform. So basically what we do once again is that on Amebo, project managers can be able to manage project and tax. The finance team can be able to manage requisition flow, procurement flow, and also manage vendors on that platform, while the HR can be able to manage payroll, leave management, and also employee management on the platform. Now, so why is this solution basically important? Now, one of the things that we notice is that there are multiple tools organizations try to employ in trying to solve solutions that has to do with their individual departments. Why not bring each of these different solutions into one platform? Now, and with the fact that everyone is going remote, every platform is going remote, one of the things that we try to achieve is that on this platform, activities can be done remotely. You don't have to be in the office. You don't have to be in a particular location to be able to manage and monitor projects that are being done within a particular organization. So now the market opportunities for these products globally, we have for ERP, we have for solutions as this, we have over 6 billion market opportunities ready for 6 billion opportunities ready for this solution, and our target audience is reaching a solution of reaching a revenue of 5 million naira using this particular product. Now, our revenue model is going to be B2B, it's going to be business to business solution, and we're looking at a subscription model of 500 naira basically for per feature, per user, per month. But basically, this is still the model we are trying to target basically, but as we progress in future version, we might need to upscale to upsell to the premium enterprise plan. So now our go-to-market strategy is first direct sales to NGOs, local business, and also partner with HR firms, and also see how we pitch our products to founders, to HR ops, finance op, and also project ops, seeing how that this solution can be able to this solution can be able to solve their individual tax problem and basically help them much more effective or optimize their workflow. Now, our financial projection for the next 3 years, with a target of 200 NGOs and 70 SMEs, getting a user base of 3,000 users in the next 3 years, we are having to accumulate a revenue of 144 million naira in revenue. Now, there are also solutions, or there are also competitors in this space, but why is Unified a go-to solution? Now, this is because first, Unified brings in as simplicity as one of its core features. So we try to simplify workflow around or across each of these departments. And also with the fact that most other ERP solutions don't fit into the local market, but Unified tends to bring in workflows that can fit into the local markets with our modern simple UI design, simple UI work frame. Our our users can be able to move from one point to the other seamlessly. Now, meet our team of now our team CEO in the person of Mr. Sadiq Sambu, our lead developer, which is Mr. Godfrey, and myself, who handles the project and the development of this particular product. Now, what do we seek? Now, this product is currently in development, and we seek that the MVP should be released by the end of by the end of this month. And now we need 100K seed to build and launch the MVP of this product, and also to be able to get pilot customers, and also be able to eventually scale the products as we go on. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, John, for your presentation. Now it's time to ask feedback from our judges. So please, the judges, give us the feedback. I would like to ask Obi to join us and give the feedback on the pitch presentation. Obi, please join us.
Okay, thank you so much for the presentation. I'm still not sure where you are. You said you want to develop, or you're developed already, but you have team of 10. I'm not sure what they are doing and how it's been, because it's a bit in the air for me, too much in the air. Have you done any research? Why are they not adapting or going on other products in the market? Do you think your solution is the key? Are they able to pay for it? So lots of questions that need answers. So it's a bit open for me. I still need but yeah, it's a solution. It's a problem that needs solving. But the question is your solution fit for purpose, and the targeted audience able to afford it? I should have liked to see your research, if you've done any research, if you have spoken to the customers themselves. But like I said, it's up in the air. The pitch is not complete for me. So it's quite difficult to know where you are so far.
Thank you so much, Obi. And I would like to ask Matt to join us and also share the feedback.
Okay, so yeah, it's a super busy market that you're attacking, and obviously I would have liked to have seen a lot more about, you know, why you think you can take on the likes of SAP or Oracle or Microsoft, who have deep penetration in the market. I see the innovation there. I see kind of how you're trying to differentiate yourself with lower barriers to entry, UI adjustments, localization. Like I get that, but there's absolutely no reason that any kind of solution providers could, you know, blow that out of the water, basically. So defensibility around your innovation and your uniqueness is also an issue. So from an investor's point of view, you know, I don't see a lot of innovation there. I don't see any predictable innovation. You know, there is potentially a run for you to make something happen, but we would need to see some proper innovation, something really different, maybe code base, defendable. You know, it's really important that you really draw the battle lines against these national or international companies that you're competing against, and you really make that really clear about what your USP is, what your defendable USP is. And I don't see that from your presentation. That doesn't mean it's not there. So I really like the space you're moving to. You know, good quality, easy to use ERP is I think absolutely critical for developing countries. I think it's absolutely critical to bring the right technology and the ability to upscale and manage resources really efficiently. And if you're going to be able to do that for a particular sector, maybe just concentrate on NGOs. That might be a really good niche for you to double down in, and that might really suit you better as an initial go-to-market. Though how lucrative it might be is another story. So it's an interesting proposition you've got. Stiff competition. I'd like to know what your exit scenario is, maybe being bought up by Microsoft, who want to compete against Oracle at the moment in that space. So it'd be interesting to find out a little bit more about what exactly your plans are moving forward, which weren't apparent in the deck either. So, you know, I like it generally, but there's a few pointers there. Hopefully that'll help you improve your deck for the future.
Thank you so much, Matt. And I would like to ask Tiago to join us and give the feedback. Tiago, please, if you can join.
John, congratulations for your presentation and for your product. I would like to see more. I think you should explore a little bit more about the competition in Nigeria, because we already see that we have a red ocean globally. I mean, you have SAP, you have Microsoft, you have a lot of global solutions. Of course, that you can explore the local market. You can explore, like in this kind of solutions, the tax experts to help in terms of invoicing. This is very specific for every country. So you can export this a lot, but I really think that you should explore a little bit in terms of scale, like how you're really going to scale and how you're going to compete with those big companies outside Nigeria. Because in Nigeria, it's clear that you can make a good job, you can innovate, you can understand what the market is needing, and is not present in the other solutions. But how you compete with them outside Nigeria? I think this is your main challenge now. It doesn't mean that you cannot make money inside Nigeria, but when you're talking about startups and getting funding from investors, these kind of things, it's really good for you to show a really solid plan for a scale. And I really think that you should explore this more in your presentation. But overall, congratulations for your project.
Thank you so much, Tiago, for the feedback. And now we are ready to start the next speech presentations. So next one would be the Christopher. Christopher, if you can confirm that you can hear me well.
Hello, everyone. My name is Christopher. I am the co-founder and CEO of First Response AI, a health tech platform that is revolutionizing emergency health in Africa. Every second counts in an emergency, yet millions of lives are lost once an emergency situation. Same is the story of Aisha. Aisha is a 200-level student of Usman Fodo University. She's young, she's married, and she's pregnant. She lives in the hostel of the university. And at 2 a.m. one on 5th morning, she has complications. She took time to find out what was wrong with her, to no avail. Her roommates as well. And they concluded to rush her to the hospital, the clinic. Upon arrival at the school clinic, the Aisha's case was so complicated that she had to be referred to the teaching hospital. No form of emergency ambulance calculation service to convey her to the teaching hospital. No means will she be, by which she will be able to get to the hospital. Delay occurs. After so much delay, she arrives at the teaching hospital. And upon arrival, she's confirmed dead. Aisha is dead, with a baby in her womb as well. Why? Because she didn't access proper care before getting it. Delay in first aid from her roommates. Delay in arriving to the hospital because of no service. This is not just Aisha's. She shouldn't have lost her eye in that life of her baby. This is also the story of about 75% of Nigerians in Nigerian urban hospitals, whom the National Library of Medicine USA had said died before they arrived at Nigerian urban hospitals, and or 6 hours after arriving at hospital, due to delay in accessing aid, delay in accessing an ambulance, delay in getting to see a doctor, assessing and symptom analysis. This is also the case for 10,000 deaths now for annually in Lagos, Nigeria, where these 10,000 deaths makes for 16% of the annual preventable deaths due to delays. And that is why we are building First Response AI as a solution to this problem of delay in emergency. First Response AI is an health-powered, AI-powered platform that streamlines emergency response, hospital triage, and patient research. with AI symptom analysis and first aid guidance, automated hospital patient registration, faster patient admission, and seamless integration with emergency services and offline functionality for undeserved patients. We are bridging the gap and reducing the delay accessing emergency health services by building this, which is not just a solution but a lifeline for anyone in the moment of an emergency. What we are building works like this. This is how our product works. You can either use it for symptom analysis, first aid guidance, emergency assistance, or even get to save to use our service. In the case where you don't have the finances to fund your emergency situations, our platform gives you an opportunity to be able to save for emergency, either weekly, daily, or monthly, according to your own budget. A safety net for emergency situations. We call it Save for First Response. All we are building is to see to it that emergency situations don't become death sentences. Imagine that at emergency situations, you have a life, and that life is first response AI. We're already making moves. Between the first quarter of the year and the second quarter of 2025, we have built our MVP, and we are done with our beta testing stage. Currently, we have about 105 users, hitting 400 for the end of the weekend. 2 hospitals on both sides come of this depth already. We have about 8 of them. We have about 8 currently as at this pitch, 8 onboarded already. Our ambulatory services is launching. We've secured partnerships with medical associations across the state, and we are preparing to host the first health tech schools by next year. We hold bi-weekly, bi-monthly webinars to grow, to educate our users more on the need to use first response AI at the time of an emergency. And also, we are looking at by the end of the fourth quarter of the year, we are piloting our user growth and hospital adoption project in Abuja and scaling across the state. We are piloting from and scaling across Abuja, Lagos, and Kano state sites. Our market opportunity to term the entire emergency healthcare market in Nigeria is valued at 2 trillion naira. Our SAM is 900 billion naira, 5% adoption telemedicine, and our sum is 4.5 billion naira. These are in target share in Lagos, Abuja, and Sokoto as base hits. This is our business model. We are implementing an associative, affordable, and scalable business model that is a B2B2C model where we are securing partnerships with HMOs, we are securing partnerships with employers with health plans, and the user also gets this approach direct and paid for the emergency response, emergency or ambulance services at a rate of 5,000 naira per emergency dispatch. But definitely as we scale it to other states, we'll look at what is suitable for the state and implement. And then through also the wallet-based pipe service, where we save, for instance, the user saves 1,000 naira, we get to charge a little as low as 100 naira, 10 naira as the case for the platform in our Save for First Response. So our competitive advantage. There are many other people who are building us. The 3 major players in the Nigerian market, they are building us, building our dog, Helium Health, and Emergency Responders Africa. But what makes us different from each of these is we are doing what they are not solving, the problem that they are not solving. There's a fragmentation in the African emergency healthcare provision, and that is what we are solving. We are bridging the gap of fragmentation with an all-in-one platform that bridges this gap in fragmented emergency response systems and AI-driven guidance for faster trial and patient registration, direct integration with hospitals and emergency services, and a scalable model that is adaptable across African healthcare systems. This is the formidable team building this. We have a shared experience, a shared experience amongst us in the areas of software development, UI designing, product management, consultancy, medical personnel, medical experience, business development, Scrum Master, Agile management professional, and software engineer. This is who we are. We are committed to building this. We are committed to ensuring that we solve this problem. Our focus primarily is not on the products we are building, our focus is on the problem we are solving, and we are committed to seeing to it that will revolutionize the emergency situation in Africa. And that is why we are asking you, our friends, partners, global investors across the world, to be a part of the solution, that we can be able to come to a point where we have growing users at 3,000, hospitals at 100, just adopting annually, and be able to respond to 500 emergency reports daily, which is the average emergency reports taken in Lagos State, Nigeria. Be a part of this vision. Let's save more Aishas together. Let us take first response AI across Nigeria. But with first response AI, we are turning minutes into life saves, because we are providing and guaranteeing a model or a product that ensures fast, smart, and life-saving option at the moment of an emergency. Thank you very much.
I would like to ask Matt to join us first and give the feedback to the presentation, please.
Okay, thanks for that presentation. That was really good, like the best I've seen today. In fact, the best I've seen in a little while, actually. I really love the innovation in it. I think there's still opportunities that you haven't unpacked, and I'd really be interested in talking about your kind of like the way you've set up the business, because there seems to be a few moving parts there, like the ambulatory services as distinct from the technology company. So I'd be interested in talking about how you've set up that in on the back end. Actually, it's something I'd like to get involved in. To be honest, I would actually like you to reach out and have a chat with me about it. I think it's a really great solution to a very pertinent problem, though of course we would always say, oh, we'd love the government to be able to fix it, it's their problem. But I love that, you know, this is the core of being a founder, is seeing a problem that's really important to you and solving a problem, no matter whose actual issue it is. You see a problem and you create a commercializable potential solution for that. So I love what you've been up to, so I'm really impressed.
Thank you so much, Matt. Now the feedback from Obi. Obi, if you can join us as well and give your feedback.
Thank you so much. That's a wonderful idea. I echo what Matt just said. It's a well needed, highly needed solution. But from experience from Nigeria, it's hard to get people on there. But I like that you're talking to organizations instead of going to individuals, because they will listen to their doctor, listen to the employer before listening to you directly. So it's a good way to I'll advise to focus on that aspect for now. Forget about the direct approach and see what you can do. It just to streamline the whole process and streamline what you're doing to make sure you capture one at a time. Don't go for everything at the same time, then you struggle a lot. But overall, it's well needed. And I think if the people will like to get on board, like I said, through their doctors or the employer, that will be easy way to enter the market. I see it's going well, and good presentation as well. The pace is very good, and the best of so far. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Obi. Now the feedback from Tiago. Tiago, please join us.
Hi, Christopher. Congratulations for a project. I can see that you have something of a great impact here, like a social impact. So you are basically reducing the time that a life could be saved, and this is very, very impactful. So congratulations for that. I will add just two little comments. Okay, I think you have some challenges in terms of scale, especially because if you look for these kind of solutions outside Nigeria, for instance, in the US, you have Rapid SOS, which is a solution very similar, and they are already integrated with 911. So there are some things that you need to work about in terms of scale globally, but I really think that in Nigeria, you will be very successful. In other countries where you don't have this tool yet, you'll be very successful on that. And in terms of presentation, just a comment, and this is valid for all the previous presentations in the future as well. In terms of pitch deck, it's very important to keep more or less 30 words for each slide, because when we are reading your presentation, when you have a lot of information in some slides, we some kind of lose ourselves in the middle. So it's really important to try to keep 30 words every slide inside your pitch deck. But besides that, congratulations, your project is really good, and I see a lot of potential in that as well.
Thank you so much, Tiago, for your feedback. Now we are moving on to our next presentation delivered by Mohammed. Mohammed, good afternoon, and please start your presentation.
Okay, hello, good afternoon, everyone. Gates should protect us, not fail us, and yet they are failing today. In many of our gated communities, we cannot tell who entered, when they entered, or why they even entered. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to introduce to you ProGate, an innovative solution that is going to transform how our gated communities are secured. Many estates today are facing critical security challenges, and this can be associated to the following reasons: unverified visitor access. Sometimes your security personnel pay attention to who is going in and out, and sometimes they don't. And when they do, they rely on manual entry logs, and this can easily lead to falsification of data. And lastly, we don't have any reliable and authentic data that can be used for analysis or maybe investigation. Our solution, ProGate, solves this by offering an all-in-one digital solution. We offer a digital visitor management system that uses QR and OTP-based access codes. Also, there is real-time access to logs and notifications. And lastly, a permanent QR code for residents and also recurring visitors. All of these are put in place to ensure that all entries and exits into the estate are automatically logged by our system. And all this is offered via a scalable mobile and web platform that is modern, secured, and efficient. Now let's talk numbers. Globally, there is a market for security and control over $100 billion. Over $100 billion. And now coming to Nigeria, we have a market opportunity of over 10 billion naira. With over 5,000 gated communities and still growing, we have a serviceable addressable market of over 5 billion naira for estates and offices. Of course, we are only looking at a fraction of this market, which we also plan to start with estates, and that still gives us a market opportunity of around 750 million naira. Now, how does our product work? Simply, a resident opens the app. The resident puts in basically the information of his visitor, and he sends the access code to the visitor. The visitor receives this code. Upon arrival at the estate, the security personnel basically just verify the code, confirm the information, and grant access. All of this will be automatically logged into the system. And all this can be viewed via a centralized dashboard by the estate management, ensuring transparent and very good security system for the estate. Now, our business model is a recurring revenue. We offer an annual subscription for households, 18,000 per year annually. And then also for bigger estates and offices, we have an enterprise license, and also we offer add-ons like extra features basically for like analysis and also other estate management software, other estate management features basically. Our go-to-market strategy is simple and targeted. We plan to start with estates in Abuja and Lagos. Then we also plan to have partners with estate developers and security firms. And lastly, we'll have a robust referral system for estate developers and owners, coupled with demo and pilot installations to further accelerate the adoption of our. Now, even amongst other, what makes us stand out basically, it all starts with the seamless user verification, coupled with the fact that you don't need any specialized hardware to make our system work. And even amongst other competitors, our product still stands out because of some of our unique features like entry and exit tracking, our vehicle verification, our offline mode, and this just few amongst many. So far, we are developing our MVP, but we've already begun pilot discussions with estates in Lagos and Abuja. And as I'm picturing right now, 3 estates have actually agreed to test out our products upon deployment. We plan to actually start our pilot test in the second quarter of this year, and then have our beta launch at the in the third quarter. And then lastly, we'll have a full deployment at the end of the year. Now, I am pitching because I'm asking for your support. We are looking for partners, we are looking for mentors, and also investors. Of course, all of this will not be possible without a team. I, Mohammed Jibril, the team lead and CEO of the company, and then my co-founder, Chino Chinedu. Thank you very much for listening. Remember, invest in us to protect your homes and offices.
Thank you so much, Mohammed, for your presentation. Now we would like to ask feedback from our judges. So please, I would like to ask our judges to give the feedback to each presentation by Mohammed. Now I would like to invite Matt Black to join us and share the feedback for the pitch presentation. Matt, please, if you can share your thoughts on the pitch presentation.
Okay, yeah, thanks. Mohammed, that was really, really interesting. I did, while you were pitching, I did do some comparative research, and I think you're a little bit off on your research that you've got there. Just very quickly, some of your leading competitors have got distinct advantage over you at the moment, including multiple locations, and actually they do a lot of what you do. I also found your competitive advantage to be not defendable, basically. So I think there's a lot more work for you to be done on exactly how you differentiate yourself in the market and how you're going to meet a lot of these big incumbent competitors head on. Because if it really is worth up to 100 billion, as you've said, this is an enormous market opportunity, and I would be absolutely shocked if any of these larger incumbents aren't really already building out these solutions or have plans to build out these solutions. So you need to be really clear from an investment's point of view. As an investor, I'm really interested in and how exactly you're going to differentiate yourself and how you're going to make headway against them, because I think that your current go-to-market is very naive compared to these people already have, your competitors already have a foothold in the market, and they can much more easily expand. They have a lot more credentials with developers than you do. So that'd be my main concern, and I'd be really interested to hear about what you think about that.
Thank you so much, Matt. That was the feedback from Matt Black. Next project will be the care trace. Victor, please join us and start your presentation.
Okay, thank you, Eligent TV. Okay, so my name is Victor, and I'll be presenting for CareTrace. At CareTrace, we are improving access to quality diabetes care in emerging markets. Okay, so we know that diabetes is a leading cause of death and disability, and over 60 million African adults are living with diabetes in Africa. And from research, we learned that this number is expected to double over the course of the next decade. But the most worrying statistics is that more than 65% of these patients, they struggle with ineffective ways of monitoring their blood sugar levels, and they are diagnosed in the later stages of their condition, where it's already too difficult or too painful to manage their health conditions. And this is why we started CareTrace. So CareTrace is helping diabetic patients to easily monitor and manage their blood sugar in real time. And we're doing this by controlling their diets, physical activity, and use of medication. But more than that, we're introducing continuous glucose monitoring in real time. Okay, so what we have designed, this is a continuous glucose monitor that is designed in Nigeria and suitable for the Nigerian patients. And this is another view of how the CGM looks. It is cheap, it is very, very effective. And this integrates with the CareTrace mobile app. So the CareTrace mobile app is an app that integrates with the continuous glucose monitor and allows the patient to monitor all of their other vital signs. They can check their blood pressure, their BMI, their activity, their steps that they are walking each day, and then also their blood sugar, which is going to be fetched directly from the CGM. Also, they can book appointments with any clinical staff, a doctor, a physician, or a dietitian or a pharmacist, and then they can also use this platform to manage their diet, because we understand their diet is very critical for them as well. Also, they can request medication or drugs from the nearest pharmacy to them. Okay, so why is this important right now? And first off is the rising rates of diabetes in sub-Saharan Africa. Also is the limited use of continuous glucose monitoring, or limited adoption rather, and then the growing demand for use of technology-driven solutions in managing healthcare. And from our research, we found that the total addressable market for diabetes management in sub-Saharan Africa is over $1.37 billion. And this is the cost of managing diabetes in the whole of sub-Saharan Africa. And our serviceable addressable market is $98 million. And this is the cost of managing diabetes in the whole of Nigeria alone. And over the course of 10 years, we hope to capture 10% of the market, and that is about $9.8 million. What model of business are we going to be operating? We're going to be operating a direct sales model. So patients directly can get the CGMs from pharmacies or directly from CareTrace at a starting price of about 50,000 naira. And our revenue streams are going to be from the direct sales of these CGMs. And we can also partner with pharmacies and clinics who can recommend these to their patients or to their buyers. And we can also get bulk orders from NGOs or from governments who want to donate these or use these for campaigns during World Diabetes Day and other avenues during World Health Day. Okay, so who are our competitors? We are not the only ones playing in this field. We have HealthBoba, we have Plateau's Health, and my MDoc. What HealthBoba does is they allow for consultations on their platform, and they give health education, but the care is not personalized in the sense that they do not have direct data to blood pressure or blood sugar data that allows them to create personalized solutions for these patients. And then we also have Plateau's Health. Plateau's Health have personalized care, but they don't have integrated CGM and BP monitoring. MDoc as well is just for consultations, and there's no real-time monitoring. But what CareTrace does differently is personalized diabetes care with real-time glucose monitoring, and then you can also consult with a doctor in real time. You can request for drugs from the nearby pharmacy, and then you can track your physical activity and your diet. And all of this data can be used to create personalized treatment and fitness plans and diet plans for each patient based on the foods that are available in your region, based on the levels of your blood sugar and other vitals, and a few other things in real time. And how are we going to launch this in the markets? So we reach diabetic patients directly from social media campaigns where people can reach out and request to use our services. And through our partnerships with pharmacies and hospitals and also HMOs, patients can get access to the CareTrace platform. So our major ways of acquiring customers is through digital marketing, through partnerships, and then we can exhibit at health events, and we can host our own healthcare outreaches. What have we done so far? 2 clinics are already working with us to use our CGMs when they launch, and we have over 50 patients on our waiting list. And our mobile app is ready, and the CGM is ready. We're already working with original equipment manufacturers to get the initial designs out. Okay, so this is our financial projections, but it is not much detailed, so I'll just share. We hope to reach a considerable number of sales in our first year. And that's what we have listed here. So working with me on this is our incredible team. I'm Victor. I'm a medical systems engineer, and I have Dr. Sharon Olori, who's a certified doctor working on this as well. We have Debbie. She is a 5-year experienced mobile developer. And we also have Chema. Chema is a pharmacist and a business development associate. So we're looking for $650,000, and this is going to cover CGM development, operations, and marketing. Thank you for listening to our pitch. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Victor, for your presentation. Now it's time to ask feedback from our judges.
Nigeria is so big that 50 patients waiting for something that you are looking for $650 on, it's quite huge. But overall, I like how you thought through everything from ideation through how you're going to market the product.
I have some concern around the defensibility of your product. Not sure if in Nigeria it is just not available, but here on the Western side of the world, we have quite a few products that sound similar. So if your product is really different, I would encourage you to demonstrate that defensibility, your moat, what makes you absolutely different and better than the rest in your presentations. But I encourage you.
Thank you so much, Sankar.
So Aslan here. I've been in tech around 18 years, mostly out of London, but internationally. So in my career, I've helped startups reach and sort of in their journey, I've helped them as a chief executive to become $300 million all the way to $1 billion in value. So I've seen the whole ecosystem from idea all the way to IPO and exit. Currently, I build one startup every year. That's what I do, and I sell it. I love the idea of bringing something to life. So that's my background. And also, I advise VCs, venture capital funds, family offices on where to invest. So that's the introduction. In terms of the pitch that the gentleman just did on the sort of a solution for diabetes, I think as my peer mentioned, there's a lot of solutions here in the West, but that doesn't mean that in Africa there's no market share to be taken. So I wanted to know more about your competition and the landscape. I wanted to, in your slides, I didn't see it, maybe I missed it. I wanted to understand more on your product, as in, yes, I understand you probably made the app, the software, but where did the hardware come from? Is it made in China? Where's the logistics and supply chain? Before I could give any scores or any potential feedback.
Thank you, Aslan. We don't have ability to ask the question, so we just need to give the general feedback if possible.
Yeah, I mean that's I cannot give general feedback, I'm afraid, but I think that based on what I said, I think maybe in the next pitch that could be taken as feedback to make sure that there's visibility for investors to understand exactly your product and the wider market in Nigeria and above, so parts of Africa as well. So competition is important. We have no idea who you're up against in Africa. We know little. So that needs to be in the slides for next time. That's my feedback.
Thank you so much, Aslan. Please stay with us. I would like to invite Yanis to join our conversation. Please, if you can introduce yourself, tell us a few words about your background, and share the feedback to your judges.
Sure. So my name is Yanis Iliopoulos. I'm a startup consultant and an academic. I've got more than 10 years of experience in consulting early stage startups. My feedback is the following. So I did like the presentation. The problem statement was clear. I think the solution description was also quite clear. You spent just a bit of time on the competitor analysis, and I think this is why also it was harder for the other judges to get your positioning and your differentiation from the existing solutions. This is a very critical slide when you introduce a new tech product with a solution that you already stated that has low adoption. So there's a market opportunity that was well explained because of the low adoption of digital solutions. But then the counter argument to that, if in this market environment the adoption is low, how your solution can guarantee a wider adoption. I do think that the initial interest that you've got for the small waiting list is encouraging, but probably as you're gonna be pitching more and more and more, you still need to gain a bit of more traction. I do recognize that this is an early stage pitch, so I'm not talking about significant traction, but I think you really need to slightly improve those numbers. Also, I noticed that in your projection, in your serviceable obtainable market, in the SOM market, your calculation is based on a 10 years projection. And I think that's not going to be very helpful, because 10 years from now, we will be talking for a very, very different world and a very, very different tech. So I think maybe you need to consider that as well.
Thank you so much, Yanis, for your feedback. Now we are moving on, and we would like to ask next pitch presenter to get ready. Samson joining us, and please start your pitch presentation.
All right, thank you for having me. My name is Samson Miheni. I'm a Nigerian from Cubes Technology. I'm the lead engineer with the engineering team at Cubes Technology. And in Cubes, we are basically improving students' life and learning with technology, making their lives and learning seamless. So we understand that we have a problem of over 60% of African tertiary students rely on manual, broken, and outdated methods to learn and live. This leads to a lot of frustration, stress, reduced productivity, high failure rates, financial losses, and a lot of them. And if you will agree with me, professionals today have endless list of tools that they use for their personal productivity, work, daily activities, and other things, which with this less tools that students have access to, while African students have less than 3 tools in their disposal to use. So our solution is a central, one essential success tool for all students, which we embed a payment, seamless payment in it, course materials, AI, and tax management tools that help the students make their life easier and better by alone. It is recorded that over 5 million students are being enrolled into tertiary institutions, and 200 million globally, which we have 45 million in Africa. So forecasting to 2040, the global number will be 600 million, and in Nigeria we'll have 200 million. So our payment opportunity, when we embed payments, we saw the opportunity that an average payment per student, excluding the tuition fee per annum, it's around 30,000 naira. And looking at over 5 million students, if you do the numbers, it's close to about 150 billion naira in total for the non-tuition payment that we are looking at. And apart from that, that is bringing us down to 100 million. That is $100 million annually. So about more than 150 billion, like I said, in naira. But apart from that, we also look at problems like receipt losses, which becomes an issue that if you lost your receipt, you will have to either repay or have to not be part of that particular payment. So we understood the problem, and we look at the market opportunity with payment, and we decide to bring in CubesPay to our board. So our traction, as you can see, we have over 30% of growth monthly with zero marketing. There is no marketing going on at the moment, be it digital marketing or local market, traditional marketing. And currently, as I speak to you, we are in over 20 universities in Nigeria only. And for the past less than 3 months now, we have processed over $25,000 faculty and departmental dues in only 2 universities, just 2, which is University of Lagos and Babcock students. So, and also looking at our 40,000 users plus, we have recorded more than 2 million user high engagement rates on the app, to be precise. So Our business model is very simple, which we have 5% commission on each of the payments processed on CubesPay precisely. And then also, most of our features are free on the app, like the calendar, the timetable, the chat room, the tax planning, tax management, and other things. But some of our premium features are the AI automations, the text to speech, AI summaries, and other things, which you have to pay as a student. You have to pay 1,000 naira, which is less than $1, to access that for a month. And also, we have ads on the application, which it is student focused based brands like the banks, telecoms, and other things, and which currently right now, as I speak to you, in pipelines, we have started development for event and ticketing with voting in the app that will help students advertise events that they are about that's about to happen in their institutions, and having to sell tickets on it, which will also give us a very good platform to make more money from it. So we have recorded success stories, like I said, in University of Lagos. From one university you can see here, which is Unilag, in fact, one department to be precise, we have recorded over 14 million naira in payments, to be precise, and which, as you can see, these are the testimonial from WhatsApp, from other platforms on our this thing. Also, we have Wella Health having to do their advertisement on our apps, and also Money More, which are our advertising partners. So our competitive advantage is, for every payment channel you create as an admin, you have a custom dashboard that will help you manage that. Also, a custom payment channel for every payment. Also, instant digital receipt for every payment being done. There will be a digital receipt sent to the person paying, and also that is unique to your own department and your own school. Also, there is an automated reconciliation, so you don't have to do queues, because I remember even during my university days, I had to follow a queue of more than 400 students to just pay a 300 naira non-tuition fee, or maybe a t-shirt, a departmental fee, or something, which with this app, you don't have to do that. There's no queue, no stress. You just have to do that straightforward from your app, and also reconciling transfers as fast as it can be. Also, there is no need for cash payment, so you don't have to bother if you have cash or not. Also, our projection by end of 2025, by the end of 2025, we are going to have 50 universities onboarded into our system. And also, we are looking at processing $500,000 in payments for non-tuition fee, which this will lead us to helping 1 million students succeed with so full payment and productivity ecosystem, and expanding to Ghana and Uganda. So our team, we have Peter Adeyemi, which is our CEO, has once worked as an ex-staff of Curacell. And also we have Emmanuel Akinyele, our Chief Technology Officer. And we also have Temitope, our CEO, Chief Operations Officer. And also Morenike, the Head of Designs. And Joshua, our CPO. And this is our Board of Directors from prestigious university, from the University of Lagos, and also Bangkok, and their likes. So our financial plan, we are targeting to reaching 3 million users at the end of 2026, and that will help us generate $2 million by end of December 2026. So we are seeking a funding and investment of $500,000. This will help us expand our growth, other funds to marketing and user acquisition, operations in general, talent expansion, and product development, which with this investment, it will push us up to help 3 million students in 24 months, innovate faster, and solidify our industry leadership. Together, I believe we can build the future of student fintech. Thank you for your time.
Now I would like to ask our judges to give their feedback. I would like to ask Darine, maybe you can start and share a few thoughts about your opinion.
Okay. So my name is Doreen Ewukwajiman, and thank you for the presentation. As someone who is very much interested in empowering a digital future for everyone, I kind of leaned in a little bit more on this. I like how you identified a problem within Nigeria, within Africa, and try to come up with a solution for it. I did check out your app as well. What I was hoping to see in your presentation was where you were getting the content, right? I like the fact that, manual stuff is very difficult in Africa, and try to digitalize it. I like your presentation on the payment structure and how you look to scale. In terms of where you are after being in existence for a while, I think 50 universities within Africa by the end of this year is a bit too low, because even in Nigeria, you have more than 50 universities. So although I like everything that you've done, I would say continue to plunge, continue to look at other options available. But I would like you to hone in more on what you could do for the beneficiaries, the students, right? What else can you do for them so that many of them don't even have enough money? So how can you provide that social good and help them at the same time? But overall, good presentation. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Doreen, for your feedback. I would like to ask Aslan to join us and also share a few thoughts about the pitch presentation. Aslan, we can hear you. Please, if you can share your feedback on the startup pitch presentation. Right, so while we are waiting, maybe Sanka, you can also join us and share a few thoughts on the pitch presentation, please.
Well, the good thing is it was interesting because I have more questions than when they started. I would love for them to maybe expand on the coursework. Is it only from said university that the student attends? Do they have access to other universities? A little bit more of that kind of a detail. Is the objective to be a payment plan, or is it really to be a consolidation of many of the tools and options? So I think there's a lot of opportunity to kind of expand on what the objective is, because I didn't get a full grasp of that in the presentation.
Thank you so much, Sanka. That's the feedback as well. So I would like to ask Aslan again. Aslan, if you can hear me, please tell if you can join us.
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Please, yes, we can
you hear me?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. So overall, generally a good presentation. I would say that I would have loved on the product, on what makes it unique. I understand it does about a few things. I really like the tractions at early stage. I don't know when they were started, but at this stage, it's good to have a level of traction. It seems like there's a bit of interest and there's some revenue there. I would like the idea, and I would have liked to see the reason why they want to go to banks and telco next. As a startup, you can get yourself killed in the marketplace if you make the wrong target account list, or TAL as we call it. So there needs to be a justified. I'm sure you know it as the startup founders, but for me it wasn't clear why you might want to go in that direction. One of the slides talked about manual sort of systems, legacy system versus the digital. I think that slide wasn't very justified for me. It could be better because you mentioned Notion. I use Notion for setting up my task between my teams, but I don't know. I couldn't understand why would Notion be used for a student. Maybe I don't know. So maybe that would have been good to explain. Perhaps if there's a study group, maybe a project that's been done together, maybe. But I think that justification would that slide would need to be a little bit better. 30% month on month growth is great. That's what we'd like to see. But then I would like to see a breakdown on where exactly this came from, because you have 3-4 features in your site. I would like to know exactly by the percentage. For example, is it 14% your AI generated practice questions? Is that where the revenue is coming from? Or where is it coming from? Is it coming from the other sort of solutions that you're offering? So that you need to be very specific. And the more specific you become, the more answers you already give to questions in the minds of the investor. So as an angel investor, I would skip somebody if they don't, if I feel like they on purpose, they did not cover certain areas. As an example, I would have loved to know, what do you use for your AI? What LLM are you using? There's no shame in saying that I use ChatGPT, but you need to show clarity, for example, in that. So there's a little bit of, the more transparency that you give to an investor, the more likely it is that they find interest. So you need to be a little bit more specific about your economy, your TAL, target account list, your justification of your numbers, and where did the revenue come from exactly. And then explain why, for example, you want to go Uganda and not South Africa. Like, so I would want to understand what goes into to your mind. And lastly, I would like to also see a head of marketing or a CMO in your team. A COO, see this. This is great, right? Actually, COO maybe too soon. I don't know what they do. Maybe they do a lot of important things, but CMO is missing. And you want that at this stage. It's all about revenue, right? So these are my comments. I wish we could do back and forth and have a dialogue, but this is what I can offer from just a pitch that I can hear one-sided. Yes.
Thank you so much, Aslan. I would like to ask Yanis as well to give few words about your feedback.
Thank you, Slava. Thank you for the presentation. So I think that I feel more like there's some clarity missing on the definition of the offering. So what Sanka said, so it was a bit unclear because it is positioned as a one-stop solution. Generally, one-stop solutions are ambitious ventures, but it does really look like a fintech solution eventually, even though in the competitive analysis, it doesn't seem to be a direct, so other fintechs do not seem to be a direct threat. So it was a bit unclear to me. We had some audio issues as well. It was a bit unclear what exactly is the positioning. I did see growth. I think the growth was very healthy. I didn't really understand how long it took to get to that growth, but we can see that there is an opportunity for further growth. I think also it was a bit unclear to me, the calculation of the market size. It does seem to be solving a specific problem. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to see that traction. But there is too much focus on the payment. And I wonder if the payment is the main problem, the handling of the payments is the main problem, main solution. How does the educational content fit into that? So because it is positioned as a one-stop solution. So I just needed more clarity on that. And I do agree with what Aslan said about the transparency, that in these occasions, the best thing you can do is just have as much transparency and clarity as possible.
Thank you so much, Yanis, for your feedback. Now we are moving on and we have the next startup presentation delivered by Angel. Angel, good afternoon. Thank you for joining us and please start your presentation.
So in Nigeria, climate change presents an extensive variety of challenges, ranging from an annual deforestation rate pegged at 3.75% to systematic ignorance prioritizing profits over the planet. Yet, according to our surveys, 93% of young Nigerians want to take action, but they don't know how to. So we have come up with a solution called Gringo 2. Gringo 2 is an eco-friendly companion that educates users, creates data, and incentivizes users to participate in green activities to evoke sustainable change. We also have a unique value proposition of a friendly eco-friendly paper bag where we distribute paper bags from recycled paper, and these paper bags are seed embedded, so they help in the movement of reforestation. Now, we have been working on this application for quite a few times now, and we're working towards releasing it on Google Play Store. However, it is not yet released, but hopefully before the end of this month, we will be able to do that. And then before the end of this year, we'll be able to release it on App Store. We created our AR feature. So this AR feature helps sync the how do I say this? The aspects where the users need to feel and understand that climate change is affecting them in their community. So a lot of people actually have abstinence or don't even understand what climate change is. So with our AR feature, we're able to show them how climate change affects them in their own communities. Competition and edge, we're definitely not the only ones working on a climate change solution, and we recognize a lot of people out there who are working on climate change solutions. But Green Go 2 stands out in so many ways. With a very simple user interface, we also protect our users' privacy, and we have an advanced technology like augmented reality, which helps connect with our users on a different level, because most of our users are youths within the ages of 15 to 25. Our market size. So Nigeria has a young population with over 60% under the age of 25. Sorry, with over 60% under the age of 25. And that leaves about 70 million Nigerians, but only 40 million Nigerians have access to internet. And this good demographic is an ideal target for Green Go 2. So our business model, how do we aim to generate money? We'll generate money from our GTT tokens. So our GTT tokens are our blockchain technology, which we would use to incentivize our users. So using blockchain, we're able to create a coin called GGT tokens, and then our users are able to earn these coins by participating in green activities like campaigns, plugathons in their communities. And when they participate in this green activities, we reward them with GGT tokens. And when we reward them with these GGT tokens, they're able to trade with it. And then when our coin has traction, we're able to generate income from it. We would also generate revenue from data analytics sales. So partnering with Nigeria and Ministry of Environment, we already plan to sell generic data, like people that are already moving towards climate action using our app, generic data, not personal data of our users. And we'll also generate revenue by publicizing climate change related adverts on our application. So companies with eco-conscious companies like Ecosia and so many others that we're working with would pay us to run ads on our application. So talking about our GGT tokens, so an estimated value of our GGT tokens would be 40 GGT tokens to $1, which leaves one GGT token to about $0.025. This is an estimated value because we have not been able to launch this coin. So what we have right now is the dummy coin, but when we're able to launch this coin, this is an estimated value of our tokens. Proposed impact. So we also plan to have economic, environmental, and social impact in our communities. One of the environmental and key impacts that we're hoping to do is reduce CO2 emissions by up to 5,000 metric tons within the next 2 years, and divert at least 10 plus metric tons of waste from landfills by recycling this paper waste, plastic waste, and using finding ways where we can incentivize our youths to actually want to participate in activities that would help reduce this waste in landfills, and will also help to create at least 10 plus direct jobs and up to 50 plus micro business opportunities, and also save municipalities of 20% in waste management costs. We also target over 5,000 users within 2 years, because we already have up to 150 plus users currently using our app. Even though it's not yet launched, word of mouth, we're able to release our MVP to local people in our community, and they're already using our app even though it's not yet launched. So we hope to target up to 5,000 people within the next 2 years. We have gone through our reach. We're able to do market research and find out what the people want. And one of our unique value propositions is using GIS to map vulnerability hotspots and potential hazards in our community. So they are usually in Abuja, Nigeria, they're usually hotspots of landfills where people heap up waste and they don't do anything about it. So with GIS, we're hoping to be able to map out those hotspots so that government agencies can see where waste accumulation sites are, and then they'll be able to take action. We also engage with our users at community level, fostering climate action that reaches communities at large. So when we host blogathons and campaigns in our local region, like today, which is Earth Day, we're hosting a campaign locally here in Abuja. We're able to meet with these communities, and we're able to foster a connection that would enable them understand that climate change begins with them, basically, and you have to be the change you want to see. So we also development of our unique sustainable product, which is our free embedded seed paper bags, where we collect paper waste from our users and from communities, and we're able to recycle those papers
I
and
think
use
my
it to
audio
create these
was
paper bags and make
particularly
it available
challenged.
for
So
free to local
unfortunately, I was super interested in
kiosks
the
and small
presentation, but
businesses
I
in
feel like
our
there's some
communities,
major
and also
gaps
a
I
reward
missed.
system
What I
that
would
motivates our
have
target
loved to
market
have
to want
seen
to
is because
participate
there
in green
seems to be
activities.
several
Now, as you can see,
elements
where we
to the
meet local
user
kiosks and then
experience.
we replace the
Maybe a
nylon
use
bag, which
case
is
to kind of walk us through how
plastic
that would
bag
work
system,
out would have
with our
been
paper
really
bags.
nice to have
And then
had.
these are just some pictures of our MVP and how
Thank you
to
so
use them
much,
and how
Sanka.
we're
I would like
generating
to
our
ask
dummy
Dareen
coin
to
to
also
make
give
sure that
a few
it's
thoughts
released as
about
when
the pitch
we say we
presentation,
release
please.
it. This is also our
Thank
campaigns. This is
you.
where we
So definitely,
start
climate change is
campaigns
a
or join
global
campaigns through
issue
our
and not just
application, and
Nigeria.
also
So
we also
I'm
gather
glad
data from
this
these
was
forms
something
that we
that
make
you are
our users fill.
focusing
These are our
on.
team,
What I
strong
liked about
girls,
your
powerful girls who have come
presentation was
together to
how
actually
you
solve this
started with the
problem.
problem
And I am the team
statement.
lead
And it was funny you mentioned
from
Nigeria, but
Abuja,
like you
Nigeria.
said, it's
And just
global.
a word
You
to leave
started
with
with the
you guys
problem
is to
statement, the
invest in Green 2.
solution,
We're
but you
seeking
didn't mention anything about the
$30,000
action
to
as
create a
part of your
transformative movement that
storytelling.
addresses
And
climate
then
change in
later
Nigeria
on,
and
you
Africa
showed
at
us
large. So
snippets of
your
all the
support can help
actions
us
that
develop
you've
an
taken. So I would
innovative
have
app
loved
and
to
expand
see
our reach,
that
because together we can be part
storyline
of the solution and
flow
not the pollution.
nicely.
You could also contact
What
us
I
at our
also like
website, on our
about your
Instagram, via
presentation
email, or you can
are the
scan
things that
to
you've done
also visit
and the
our website,
incentives.
because
What
together
wasn't
we're
clear
battling
was how
deforestation.
you were
Thank you.
getting or where you were
Thank you so
getting the
much,
funds for the
Angel, for your
incentive.
pitch
Is it
presentation.
something
Now it's
that you are
time to ask
providing,
feedback from
or are
our
you getting the
judges.
funds from other sources? I would have loved to see that. And then lastly, you are asking for $3,000. I know it's not much, but I would have loved to see what that $3,000 will be used for as part of your pitch. But overall, I think this is a great course, and keep plunging through. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dareen. Maybe Yanis, you also can share a few thoughts on your side, please.
Absolutely. Thank you for the presentation. The way I interpreted the venture is like a combination of activism, raising awareness, building a community, using a token as a reward, and also there's a product offering within the mix. And I think that's clever. It does seem like a small ecosystem, but I think we need more clarity on understanding what is the main offering here. This is a very great cause and the presentation was very well delivered, but it is a bit unclear of, is the product going to be the main vehicle for the solution? Probably not. I guess the token, but how will this exactly work? What are the compliance and regulation challenges in doing that? And also, I think that the market size slide was not really market size. It was more like the target audience. But other than that, very interesting, a modest ask, a great cause. So definitely worth exploring more.
Yeah, sure. Thanks for the presentation. I think that there's a beauty in wanting to help the environment, the country, all of that. That's beautiful. And it comes from a good place from what I see. But having said that, I'm going to help you in a different way. It might not feel like a help initially, but I want to give you some feedback, right? So, you know, when you go to the doctor and you're feeling sick and they give you an injection and it hurts. So I'm going to give you some feedback like that, because you and I are the same. We are entrepreneurs and we need to help each other by giving feedback. Now, having said that, look, throwing, this is very important, right? So throwing a bunch of technology bundle in a presentation is not solving a solution. All right. So for example, tokenization, all of that. You need to take a step back and think, what is the problem that I'm solving, and what's the best way of solving that? Don't assume. You mentioned augmented reality tokens. All that doesn't work, right? So you need to think, this is the problem I'm solving. This is the best way that's gonna be solved. Not because I think tokens are cool or because augmented reality is cool or anything like that, but this problem will be best solved in this particular way, right? And that could be a service. It could be I don't know. For example, like, why would you need augmented reality when you can do the same thing using a WhatsApp video call? Right. The reason you mentioned in your slide was that so that you can actually see, people can see the impact that they make in that area. For example, it's just a video call. You don't need to invent that. It's already there. The business model is not clear at all. Is this a charity? Is it a social enterprise? Is it a business? And just saying that there will be some paper bags. This is not a solution. It's just a product, and there's no mention of how you're going to deliver that, what changes you're going to make, where you're going to source this, where you're going to give this. Is this even a need? And is this the best way to solve that problem? What is the problem? All right, so there's deforestation. Great. I don't like that myself. I think the forest is very important and dear thing for human life. We need to preserve it. But have you really deeply thought about how to solve, let's say, deforestation, or and in a best possible way? I think probably you need some more time on that. You mentioned NGOs and government as customers to sell data. Well, have you spoken to them first to see they want such data? Do they already have such data, or are you assuming things? I have to again apologize. This might seem very harsh, but it's not. You're a very brave young lady coming to do something that most people don't want to do, right? They don't want to challenge the status quo. But as a fellow entrepreneur, it's my job to help you realize and give you that injection very fast, right? So you don't waste too much of your own time, and your good passion, good energy, good intentions could be put into good use because you have that, right? And you're a smart person, clearly. So you need mentors. You need people to challenge your thought to make sure you're on the right track. $3,000, again, my peer mentioned, why do you want this? How are you going to spend this? The fact that it's just a low number makes me lose even more confidence. What are you going to do with $3,000? And what is it going to return? Right? Investors want to see how they're going to get a return, what impact it's going to make, how is it going to be spent. Right now, it just seems like I'm going to give this to you, and it might be used for salary for some time. It might be used for, I don't know, making a product. But the product, I don't even understand it, and it's not clear why you need it. So I remember I was also like this in my first few startups, but over time, with more reading, with more workshop, with more mentors, you start to refine your thought on how to actually articulate and really solve a problem in the best possible way, not just throw technology to solve it. Sorry about that if I was a little bit too doctor giving an injection today. Fantastic energy. I hope that you keep that and turn it into something good.
Thank you so much, Aslan. I would like to thank everyone who joined the pitch presentation today. Tiaga, Obi, Yanis, Sanka, Dareen, and Aslan. And early we had Matt who joined us as well. Thank you so much for your contributions. Thank you so much, everyone.